Craig, let us know your name and your company and briefly what you do.
Okay, I'm Craig Docherty. I have a business called Fusion Safety Management that operates throughout Asia and Australia. And primarily what we do is we help businesses protect people or improve lives. And we do this by focusing on leadership alignment, governance, and helping companies develop governance that makes sense. We help develop technical competence. And finally, we help with workforce empowerment through the Hero Code project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit of the challenges you've had getting the company going.
It's pretty unique when you live a long way from where you actually deliver most of your work, but we do probably about 80% is up in Asia, and then the other 20% of work is throughout Australia.
Yeah.
The challenge really is travel and being present, but today with the internet, it's pretty fantastic what you can do. You can pretty much work anywhere.
Sure.
As you know. Steve.
Yes, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
So has it been difficult for you to sell the concept of safety? Because I imagine for some companies it's something they feel they have to do, but they don't necessarily want to do it.
Yeah, I think you've got to pick your client. So the clients that we're working with are pretty significant clients anyway, and they're wanting to do kind of the right thing. There's two reasons really. It's quite public for them. Most big organisations have a corporate social responsibility, and they use safety to do that.
Yes.
So it's not a very hard sell. I've also my history in accident investigation. I'm quite passionate about it, so I think that can be infectious as well.
Yes.
when you're delivering to a client.
Yeah, I think having a passion for what you do is always contagious, as you say.
Yeah.
What were the challenges you had when you were starting the business?
I didn't realise you needed a product, so I just thought the product was me. When I first started the business, I had been the deputy commissioner in Singapore, so that's it's a pretty significant role for a Westerner, really, in the Singaporean government, and it was quite an honour to be there. But I investigated around about 135 fatalities, and it really impacted kind of how I see people, how I see life. Lots of people get taken advantage of in Asia, as you know.
Yes.
And it gives you a real passion and a real drive when you can actually make a big difference. But the big challenge, Steve, was the fact that I didn't have a product. So Fusion was created, and Fusion was three things: a leadership, system, and culture. Because when I was investigating fatalities, people would focus on the system, but they wouldn't look at leadership and culture, which drive the system.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge. The challenge was developing a product.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that take you a long time to get the product established?
I probably had 2 to 3 years of working off my my name, really, and during that time, I developed the products associated with it.
Yeah. And were you doing this on your own, or did you have support along the way?
Really on my own, which was very different. I think being part of corporate and government, and then being on your own in Mount Beauty is a very different mindset. You've got to be aware of that. Yeah. If you're starting up your own business, you've got to be aware it's quite lonely.
Yes.
But I've been really fortunate to have some great mentors. One of my mentors is a guy called Dr. Ross Reinhardt. He has a PhD in leadership and culture, and he's really helped me with really establishing credibility around some of the concepts that we're trying to do. So that's been great.
Yeah, it's very advantageous to have mentors in business, and not everybody does it.
Yeah.
And it's good that you sort of reaffirm that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of people would benefit from finding people that can help them give that springboard into, up to the next level.
Absolutely. I would encourage anybody, no matter what level, to seek out a mentor, really.
Yeah.
They're not going to just fall in your lap, although Dr. Ross kind of did, but it's good to seek out a mentor and find the person that's going to really help you with your career or your business.
I know some people I talk to see it as perhaps a sign of weakness that you have to do that, but actually it's not at all, really, is it?
No, absolutely not. I think it's a sign of maturity, really, to say, I don't know everything about everything, right? So the things I'm comfortable with, I can reconfirm, and the things I don't know about, I can learn.
Yeah.
So kind of two facets to seeking a mentor.
Sure. Yeah, that's great advice. Yeah. So you've gone from having a system to having a product. Where do you go next? What do you want to be known for in the future?
Yeah. So our business is about 45 strong up through Asia, and we're a real service industry. So we'll come and help you with generally what I do. We will interview who we're working with and determine what level of safety and health that they want based on their values, and then we'll help them deliver that. But we do it with people. Most recently, we've created a leadership product called the Hero Code, and the Hero Code is pretty much an online platform that you can get all the experiences that I've had and Dr. Ross has had online. So we're going. We still will be involved in service, providing a service, but we are now about to provide a product that we can grow. So as a business, we can grow it, but as a tool in industry, it's not dependent on us being there. You can really grab it and run with it. Yeah. And the product is all around bringing, making sure there's worker engagement. So bringing the voice of the workforce up. Yeah. In Asia, it's a big issue. People don't speak a lot about what they see. They'll tend to internalize it. So if as a big business or a business, you can encourage people to speak up and indicate what they see, you're a lot better off and they're a lot safer. Yeah. In Australia, I see it as well. I see there's so much testosterone, especially in construction. People don't want to look like fools about talking about safety. So it's an interesting topic. But so a long way to answer your question, we will still stay as a service industry, but I want to focus on growing this product because I think the product can help. Yep.
Well, it's great. You've got a homegrown product here in Australia, which is now taking on the world, which is fantastic to see. Yeah. And I'm sure we have a lot of people watching that are maybe just embarking on their own journey with their startups. What kind of advice would you give them? And particularly if they're finding it a bit challenging right now, what would you say to them, as part of that journey?
I think when you have a business, you have to be resilient. So you have to understand that it's never going to be successful straight up. Well, it may be, but it's unlikely. So what you have to do is really focus on what your goal is, but also look left and right to see if there's any opportunities that come up where you're trying to seek your goal. Because often they're the gems that you don't know about. And to tell you the truth, that's probably the most exciting thing about having a business. You really don't know from day to day what's going to come up or what opportunity. I remember we finally did a stall at a conference, and it was a small workplace health and safety conference, and Nike walked past, and they took our business card, and then 2 weeks later I get a call, and they started interviewing us, and they started working through the process. We interviewed them because we knew they had a history with CSR, and we found out there was some bit of connection, and now we're a service provider for Nike. So it's so exciting.
So you don't know what's coming.
You never know what's coming around the corner, which is the fantastic thing about having a business.
Well, your passion is evident, and it's great to meet you, and your advice has been excellent. So we thank you for that, and wish you every success in the future.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Craig. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.